UK, big business, we linked up in the UK with them outlaws, no limit forever, and we mash hard, and we stay out the cheddar.
So I was born in Brixton, South London. Moved to Luton to do high school. So my formative years were really Luton, I would say. But at the same time, with a foundation of Brixton being like a super multicultural place where you're getting lots of different influences from music and culture, then also my family as well. So music was always like a really big part of it. Identity was really important. Just being in this country, coming from an outside culture. So my first love for music when I was like, yo, this is what I'm about, was kind of listening to my uncle's music, listening to the reggae stuff and just hearing the bass. I think the bass was the first thing that just was like, yo, this is crazy. And then getting a bit, as I grew up, obviously you're following those around you. So my cousins be listening to like Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and NWA. And I think one of the first things I saw was album covers. So seeing like the Big Daddy Kane album cover where he's there in a pool with the girls and the jewels and all that, and just being like, yo, what is this? And then also like just the cover of like Public Enemy, Fear the Black Planet, just looking at those and just like, I don't really know, I haven't heard the music yet, but I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. And then from there, hip hop, it wasn't a case of, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper. It was just a case of, yo, this is what adults do, so this is what I'm gonna do. So from a very early age, like I would say like 9, 10, rap was like, yeah, this is the way it's going to go. I'm going to be a rapper. This is the way it's going to be. So coming as a kid, coming into the culture, that was my kind of my gateway into it. I came into UK hip hop really late. So my early influences were all America. So from, I'd say like influences on how I rapped, yeah, they would be like Ice Cube, it'd be Snoop, Wu-Tang. So those were like up until the mid 90s, maybe even the late 90s. I wasn't even really checking for any UK rappers or UK hip hop, and I might have heard a few here and there, but that was never like the ones I was really looking to emulate or anything. I thought this was going to be the thing I was trying to be. Yeah, up until that time, it was Mobb Deep, it was Wu-Tang. It kind of started, so it starts with the West Coast. So West Coast is my first influence because that's what my uncle was listening to. So I'd say NWA, probably the earliest. Then Big Daddy Kane, but being so young, not even understanding where Big Daddy Kane was from. So it wasn't even a case of like, oh, this is East Coast or whatever. Then it was NWA. Then it was Ice Cube. Then it was Snoop. And then it switched. So when Snoop came out, was around the time when Wu-Tang came out as well. So you're talking 92, with Snoop was with the Chronic. Right. Yeah. So 92, Snoop with the Chronic. So that's when I'm big into Snoop. Yeah. The Chronic was the killer. But even at the time, the Chronic was still like, it was something I heard in passing. It wasn't something I really delved into. So when Doggy Star dropped, that was like, oh, this guy is the guy, right? So then it was West Coast. So even at the time, my name's Nathaniel, right? So my rap name was N-A-T-T because it was the D-O-G-G. Like, that's how much of an influence Snoop was to me. A little bit later, a couple of months later, Wu-Tang dropped. Then it all changed. Like, when Wu-Tang dropped, it was like, oh, Snoop was like colorful, West Coast, you know what I mean? But being from Brixton, being from Luton, that's not something you really see. So it's kind of fantastical. When Wu-Tang dropped, that first video, Protect Your Neck, here, they're in some dark and dingy places looking like London estates. Oh, it's on now. Like, they've got the baggy clothes as well. That's how we dress. Like, all that kind of stuff this is so relatable. So it all changed from there. And it wasn't until I think the first like UK rapper I heard was Blak Twang. And I think I heard that on like the Westwood show or something. And then it was like, oh wait, like there's London guys that do this. And then I started listening to like Shorty Blitz show and then I kind of found the shows. And then I was a climber. Then after that, it was all UK. So then it just switched. It was like, I still listen to the American stuff, but as far as my influences from then on for a long time were all UK. So it was like, oh, right. The American guys, a lot of stuff they're talking about is the jewels and the glitz and the glamour. The UK stuff was way more grimy, way more like it was way more, you know what I mean? We're not messing with the government, and we're broke, and we're struggling. And I kind of went to that side of things, because it was what everyone around me was doing, and it was like the in thing. It was the thing that was working for UK rappers. So our thing was like, yeah, we're not like the US. We're our own thing. So that's why I kind of was in that for a few years, until I kind of grew up and found my own voice.
Yeah, no.
Join us on the line, BoutThatOnline.com, for the hottest UK, US flavor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content.